Okay, so let's find the, so I have to add it to the workspaces. Come on. So I'm doing a demonstration for CS510. Right now I am working on launching the website from the terminal. I don't know why it's, okay. So I'm going to do npm run build, npm run start, npm run build will build the app. I don't think npm run build is necessary because I ran it before and I haven't made any changes since then. And then npm run start will start the thing, but it's okay to do it. This can be useful to show how it works. So I have an env file here. I don't know why it's hung up. And I'm seeing the CPU is at a pretty high level. Creating an optimized production build, compiled successfully, linting and checking validity of types, collecting page data, generating static pages, 25 out of 25. Flashing, so it's saying I may need to shut down this virtual machine. I don't know why. Okay, now it's working. So generate linting and checking validity of types. Wait. The CPU is at 11%. What the heck? Linting and checking validity of types, collecting page data, generating static pages, 25 out of 25, collecting build traces, finalizing page optimization. And here are all the pages, okay, and then it started it so I can get, I think I need to go to desktop and then nginx and then start process nginx.exe. And then now I should be able to view it, and I can view it from another machine. Like here I can so that's an important proof. Okay, so it looks like I'm signed in here. The database it's based on is this Postgres database. And there's table of users. So maybe I'll demonstrate. Let me sign out, and then I'll sign up, and I'll call this CS510 password F. Click sign up. It automatically signs me in. Now you want to reload. So now you can see other stuff like dashboard and the toolbar is updated. And now you can see here that it has a CRSF token. So to prevent cross-site reference attack, I'm not sure what CRS stands for, but Next Auth is protecting against that. So here's the username CS510, password F, and it got here's the user ID, username, password. I found valid user, so I signed in. But this is the sign up call, this is the database call, and this is the sign in call. Okay, so what I want to do is there's something that will, so you have Advent of Code, let's see. So we'll go to Reddit, log in, and I just created an account. So, oh, I can, I'll put here demonstration for CS510. Okay, so here's the username. Here's the password. Okay, there's my Reddit account. Now I can go to Advent of Code and sign in with this Reddit account. Log in, Reddit. Okay, and then I can look at my events. We'll look at 2015. Now, maybe what I want to do is, I want to get the session cookie. It's easier to do this in Firefox. I'm already, wait. Okay, I guess I'll have to do it again here. I think I know someone named Mark Hamilton. Okay, and then I'm going to log out, log in, Reddit. And in Firefox, you can go to cookies, click this, session, get the session thing, and then like if I open up Notepad++, make sure it didn't. So I'll have something like this, and what I want is just this part. So I go to here, put my session cookie, click save, and now you should see this in the database. Yeah, CS510, you can see that. And then I'm going to click fetch all Advent of Code puzzle inputs, all years, all days, and this will typically take 2 minutes to 3 minutes, / 90 to 200 seconds to complete. So, like for an example of one input is you go to here, you click get your puzzle input. This is my input for 2015 day 1. So it's going to put these things in table of inputs, and these have content, and then they reference a user. There's actually a better way to model this. I haven't implemented it yet. I mean, this will work. do this order by date updated descending, and then so this would link to this user, and then it links to a day ID. So a day like would have a day number like 1 to 25, and then it has a year ID to identify the year, which would be like 2015. Or you can look at table of years here, 2015 to 2024. I mean, I guess, and more years can be added, like 2025, etc. And then there's table of days. So there's 250 days in total. Like if we order by global day number ascending 250 to 1, and then each day has two parts. One for like, see, it says part 1. Once you sell part 1, you can do part 2. But anyways, what I'm going to do is, where'd it go? Click this button. So it's going to say fetching all AOC inputs, and I think in here it's might, okay, it's fetching them right now, and then when it like when it's done, I think it'll display a message. It won't display the things as they come in, it only displays it at the end. So since this will probably take some time, how long are we into the video? Yeah. Oh, okay, it may be a little over 15 minutes. I hope I don't get points docked for that. And I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Maybe we'll do a 3-minute timer, a start, and since we have 2 timers, I'm gonna, can I like name this thing? Maybe pause it and then call this get advent of the code inputs, save, lost progress. Oh. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to like right now, why is this thing not, should be, okay, like right now if I go to 2015 day 1, did I click something weird? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, in this case, it's already fetched the input, but I don't know, maybe if I do 2024 day 1, trying to get one that where it hasn't loaded the input yet. Yeah, like right now, I don't have any input here. It's going to be the day ID, part 1 exercise ID, part 2 exercise ID. Input ID is none. When it finishes, I will have this. Here's my user ID. Well, like what I'd have to do is like copy the input, and if you imagine doing that like 200 times, it's much easier to have it automatically grab the input. Okay, it says done fetching all advent of code inputs in 186.637 seconds. So 3 minutes is 180 seconds, a little over 3 minutes. I mean, I did say it would take maybe up to 200 seconds. Okay, now we're going to do solve all in 8 seconds group typically takes 2 to 3 minutes / 90 to 200 seconds. So and now if we go to table of inputs, I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, let's refresh. We have all the inputs here. Most of the... Okay, let me reset this timer. Call this... Most of the exercises take like 1 second to solve, usually less. If you go to table of answers and you look at time to solve answer, you see like why it's been some order, date updated, descending, has the content of the answer, and then this is why I don't like Postgres, because it's like hard to get columns. So like 0.044, 1 second, 0.078. Most of them are pretty fast. Some of them do take longer, and so I was like, okay, if it takes longer than 8 seconds to solve, we won't compute it. But even though it's solving them quickly, there's a lot of exercises, I think like 400 something. And so basically what this is doing is there's this table of Python scripts, and there's 500 of these, and each one solves a, like, let's look at an example, like, if we can, like, how do I, yeah, like this one. So basically all the Python scripts read from standard input and return the answer. And so what it'll do is the input is stored in the database. It'll write that to a temporary file, and then it'll write this Python script to a temporary file, spawn a Python process, and then feed the input in the temp file to the Python script. So it's kind of like, instead of like having like a Python program like file.py, the Python program is stored in the database, and when I need to execute it, it's spawned as a temporary file. And same thing with the input. Instead of having the input stored in like input.txt, the input is stored in the database, and when I need it, I write it to a temporary file. And so that's a lot better, because like instead of having like hundreds of Python scripts and hundreds of input files, it's in the database, so I can query it, I can have metadata. I mean, you could have put it in a data lake, like, okay, so it took 204.889 seconds to do that, which is, well, I guess that was longer than 200 seconds, but now, if I reload this, it should have the answer. So let's see. At 280 for part 1. So it says, that's the right answer. You're 1 gold star closer to powering the weather machine. Continue to part 2. Okay, so then got this one. Click submit. Got it. Okay. I have built a system that not only that will, like, you just give it your cookie and it will get all the inputs, compute all the answers, and submit everything. Right now, submission is up to you, so like you would have to like go through and manually submit everything. It takes about an hour to do it for one user, so there'd have to be some sort of queue system. But I mean, like right now it works. Like if there's a specific problem that you have in mind, maybe a hard one, like well, I mean, like some of the hard ones, like 2016 day 11, I don't support, um, and the script might be wrong. So I can't guarantee that this is going to give the right answer, but for most of them it should work. I'm trying to think. I think there's one in like 2018 day 17. Yeah, this one was hard. Let's see if it can get this one right. Okay. Okay, good. Uh, Yay, got it. Or one other hard one is 2015, day 19. Let's see. This will be the last one that I end up doing. Hope this isn't wrong because I didn't update. If you get it wrong, it'll say wait 1 minute before it. Oh, it got stuck. It didn't even. I don't know if. Okay. Okay, so that's how you compute additive code answers. Um, there's your dashboard. I have to sneeze. I thought I had to. Okay. So has your user information. This is your username, user ID, password, session cookie, date created, when your user was created, when you update your user. You can edit your username. So I could like update this to, and it'll tell you if the username is available. Like for example, if I try to change it to user, it'll say no, can't do that. That's taken. So maybe if I want to call this like CS510 demonstration. If I want to call this CS510 demonstration, I could click save. It'll update it. I reload, and now the username has changed. But let's check. Well, I guess I kind of like that. You can also update your password. So maybe I want to make it, I don't know, 12. Click save, refresh. Now the password has changed. And here's your session cookie. You can update this. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm going to change the password back. Also, if you've already clicked this button to get your inputs or this button to solve everything, don't click it again. You can also add an email address. So, um, let me use like this one here. So I'm going to click add email. Okay, so it sent a verification email. So let me go check on that. I guess I have to get it in Firefox. Says, okay, so I'm going to copy this link. Because I'm not sure if it's gonna. Okay, so now it says verified, whereas here it said it wasn't verified. Um, so you can actually have multiple email addresses. Like I could do. Could click this one, add email. It's going to send a verification email. I can send up to 300 emails per day, so okay, now they're both verified. Okay, you can add emails. Let's see. There's the home page. You can sign up. I demonstrated that. You can sign in as someone else. We won't be doing that. Okay, so let me delete one of these. I don't need both of them. You can delete and well. So before I delete the emails, let me explain what happens. Basically, there's table of email. Well, let's look at the schema actually. So okay. So there's user ID, and you can have email addresses, and there's a table of verifications of emails. There should be some. Why isn't our data in here? The heck? It like deletes it or something? Well, basically, it generates a token and it has the email address ID and the date of expiration. Maybe if you if you add one that okay, now let's see if there's something in table of okay, yeah. So it has the verification of email ID, date created, date updated, email address ID, which will link back to this one, and it's not verified. The token and the date of expiration, which the date of expiration, I think it's 1 day. Yeah, you have 1 day to do it. And so if I got a new message, if you look at the token, see how it says question mark token equals B366? Token here is B366. Okay, now that I'm done talking about that, let me delete that one, delete that one. Okay, now if I sign out, okay, maybe I don't want to sign out. I just need to make sure I copy this, I think. If I sign out and I go to sign in, and let's say I forgot my username and password, so I click remind credentials, I enter my email, click send me my info. Now if it's an unverified email address, it won't send it. So that way, like if I added someone else's email address, I mean, like you shouldn't do this, but like they would have to verify. That way people don't get email resets if they don't want to. Okay, so now let's go and check on it. Here's your username and your password, date created, date updated. Okay, so I'm like, okay, now I can sign in. And once you sign in, you can reset your password. it's kind of different. Most websites will have like a reset my password thing. It's like, well, maybe you don't want to reset your password, you just forgot it. So as long as you remember an email address, you can get back in. I mean, and the email address is verified. Okay, so that's most of the stuff. Wait, let's reload so we can see their stuff. Yeah, you got dashboard. I mean, that's most of the stuff. It's based on Advent of Code. Let's look at the ERD again. Users, years, days, inputs, answers, exercises, parts. There's only 2 parts. Part 1 and part 2. Where'd the ERD go? No, I'm just trying to look at the ERD. Okay, parts, exercises, answers. I have a bridge into, like, I have a group of exercises, and this one group is like for stuff that runs in 8 seconds or less, and the other one is like, okay, not only does it run 8 seconds or less, but I've tested it. I know that the programs work correctly, because there might be some programs that's like, yeah, it runs fast, but sometimes it gives the wrong answer. So I don't want to include that. So that's what defines what happens when you click solve all in 8 seconds group. I don't know, it's fine. Diagram. Okay, so exercise ID. You have group of exercises. We covered verification of email, answers, Python script ID. There's also group of Python scripts. And a Python script kind of relates directly to an exercise. There's kind of a one-to-one relation. So like a group of Python scripts is kind of the same thing as a group of exercises. This design here isn't the best. I redid some stuff. I mean, like, as it is, it's okay. I think it has enough complexity. You know, like originally it was just like you had users and notes. And I was like, okay, we need to add some more stuff. So inevitably, if it's going to be more complex, you're going to make some mistakes. You aren't going to get it right the first time. Probably aren't going to get it right the second time either. This is probably maybe the 3rd iteration of the ERD. It took me some time to work out how to set up an email system. I think that took at least 2 tries. But yeah, anyways, that's it. I do want to touch on the code in the talk about you don't need to worry about SQL injection because it uses parameterized queries. I don't know exactly where it is. I talk about it in the report for project phase 4. Let's see. So notice here we have parameterized queries, so we don't need to worry about people putting like -- equals 1, stuff like that. Parameterized queries will shut down SQL injection. And I talk about other security elements here. So if you want a more in-depth review, read the report. The main way the app works is that there's this app folder, and then each like page will have a it's written in TypeScript. This is an important page, and then API holds all the routes like verify email, Oh yeah, it deletes the verification token. Um, and then there's the dashboard. There's the components. There's like a nav bar. Remind you what your credentials are. Sign in. Sign up. Layout. I don't think I messed with that. This one, I think I might have messed with because it's next off. Lib contains authentication stuff for signing in. Here's the database stuff. It's using a the environment variable stores the Postgres F DBhost host name, port, and database name, and then sets up a pool of database connections, I think. And then this stuff isn't really used. I was trying to set up a queue system. It didn't work out. I spent like a day on it. So I kind of lost a day of work, unfortunately. This node modules, this is this is just a bunch of like libraries and stuff. You don't really want to go around messing in here. I mean, like, it's necessary for the app to run. So like if I do like npm install, I don't know, something to connect to Postgres database or something, it's going in here. I have a type for next auth, so I have user with an ID, name, email. Well, some of these aren't used, but this worker thing was for a remnant where I had like a worker that would like execute a queue in the background, but it didn't end up working out. It had issues, so I got rid of it. Here's the environment file. This contains my key for sending emails. This one needs to be protected. Here's the next auth secret. I think this deals with the CSRF, like how it generates this token. I think this thing kind of decodes this. And this lists the dependencies like Tailwind and React DOM and stuff. And then this has some other important stuff. README, tsconfig.json. I did make some edits to this, so this thing should not be deleted. Basically, that's it. I've reviewed the code. And this next thing here, I think this is like the build files. You don't need to go mess around in there. Yeah, there's the node. I mean, that's basically it. Oh, yeah, and you see here, I said there's going to be a log. Notice that it says like, okay, solving exercise ID solved in 0.042 seconds, answer ID this, output equals 24706. You'll notice here that it says this is a placeholder script for your 2024 day 25 part 2. Input has 3,999 lines. That's because the last day of Advent of Code is you solved the first part. Let's see if we can show it. There's the solve the first part, and then the second part isn't like solve this math problem or whatever. It's basically saying solve all the other ones for that year, and once you do that, then you get it for free. So it's not really solving a problem. I guess it's to motivate you to solve the other ones. So basically I had like a placeholder script, so, and then, some of the ones that it solved, like this one, it's kind of frustrating, Advent of Code. Normally, a programming challenge will be like, what's 2 plus 2? And it'll be like 4. Some of the Advent of Code ones will like have some sort of pattern in ASCII, and then you have to like use like optical character recognition, OCR, in it. So it's like I solved it, but then like you had to process the input with OCR. I don't really like those. Those are included in the group, I think. And I think there's like, I don't know, like 6 of them like that or something. I mean, like in this, like people say a picture is worth 1,000. Yeah, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But it's like, well, yeah, except when you want words instead of a picture. Like what if I don't want a picture? What if I just want like like ABCD, like as a string, not like a image file. I'm trying to get to the point where it's, fetching input. So you notice it's like fetching input for day 1, year 2024, and it has the length 14998. And the inputs are pretty big. That's why, if you go to, where is it? Table of inputs. Let's take a look at some of these. Yeah, like this is a long input. So that's where you start to see the database kind of shine. The database does well with big sets of data. Detailed logs. And it might include the timing at the end. Okay, I guess it doesn't log the time. Looks like this script had an error. I think it was because one of these day 8 has a bunch of weird backslashes, and let me pull it up. This is a one, we don't, tab. If you try to feed this into standard input, it won't handle the backslashes well. You have to write it to a file. I do have a solution that works, but it kind of involves reworking the whole system, so I kind of just don't support day 8, part 1 and 2. Because it gets this weird error when it tries to read stuff with excessive backslashes in standard input. Okay, well, I think that's all I can think of. So I hope that was a helpful demonstration of the app. Let's take a look at OBS Studio. I have been talking for a long time, 43 minutes.